He really looks at everyone and says, "You want to fuck your mom." Oh, I shouldn't have said a bad word. Oops.
Okay. I was thinking of my death.
I was thinking of, ooh, that would be pretty to float down to.
I'm just picturing the BuzzFeed employee that made the test. They're like, oh man, I'm too lazy to find 4 separate fields. So I'm just going to take one big picture and crop it.
I also appreciate that the first recommended after that is which contemplative fruit matches your personality.
Hello and welcome to Chai Chatter. On today's menu, we'll be discussing, well, we won't be discussing, we'll be taking online personality quizzes. Ladies, what warm beverages do we have today in our cups?
I have a lemon green tea.
I have Merry Mistletoe from David's Tea.
And I have a matcha green tea with grapefruit. I'm back to tea, no more coffee.
Yeah, at least it's tea this time.
Today I considered having something other than tea. Like, I was thinking about it, but I was like, nah.
We all got a little rebel. So, first one we decided to start off with was the Myers-Briggs test, which a very popular form of this test is from the 16 Personalities website. But according to a lot of, people that know a lot more about this stuff, that one's not really accurate. So Diana, do you want to talk about the one that we're planning to take?
Oh yeah, my friend just suggested we do this one instead. It's Keys to Cognition. I don't know, I haven't taken this test before, so it could be good, it could be bad, but I'm willing to be surprised,
Get your cognitive profile. What you'll get based on your responses, you'll get a cognitive development profile along with a best match personality code, best match temperament, and descriptions of your likely preferred cognitive processes. You will also receive suggestions for further exploration. Oh, not me, little me, somewhat me, mostly me, exactly me. I like this scale, actually.
Yeah, I like that whenever it's sometimes, rarely, that's such a subjective amount. Now it's yes, this is me, this is my perception of myself.
Freely follow your gut instincts and exciting physical impulses as they come up.
Oh, it depends on what, place I am mentally, because sometimes it's yeah, I'm gonna do everything spontaneously, or it's I'm doing nothing spontaneous.
I'll just say somewhat.
I don't think about too much. I do overthink, but the decision I end up making, has nothing to do with what I thought about.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So, I'm very spontaneous and an overthinker, except the overthinking, they can coexist, you know?
Yeah. It's when I make a decision, I kind of already know what I'm going to decide, but, I just overthink all of the other possibilities, and I always just end up choosing whatever my instinct was.
Is that then following your gut instincts, though? Because it says to freely follow them.
That's why I'm saying somewhat, because I'm not sure.
Okay.
Okay, that's question 1. We need to move on.
I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm clicking submit right now. Well, first say if yours matches the same one as your 16 personalities.
Mine does.
Well,
which is
no.
Yeah, mine too.
I've taken this quiz on 3 different websites 3 different times, and each time I get something different. Because first I got ENFP, and then I got INFP, and now I got a completely different one, which is ISFP.
Oh.
So yeah.
Oh.
So I honestly don't know what I am. I'll take this website's word for it, I guess.
Actually, pretty much everything says I'm ENFJ.
Mine is ENFP, which is the same as my 16 personalities, and it's been the same since 7th grade when I first discovered the test. Every year I take it once, and I get the exact same personality type every single time.
Okay,
I'm kind of surprised I got an introverted one. But the questions they asked, I think they focus more on how you make decisions and stuff.
Yeah.
Instead of how you feel when you're around people, I guess. And when I'm making decisions, obviously I told you before, I take other people's input and I talk to people about things because I overthink it, but I already know what I'm gonna pick. I've made my decision.
For me, the only letter for me that's flexible is my J and P sometimes flip. One letter I must be just on the cusp of, because it depends on I feel the day it switches which one I am.
Okay, so for ISFP, it says that my lead dominant process is introverted feeling, which is basically staying true to who you really are, paying close attention to your personal identity, values, and beliefs, checking with your conscience, and choosing behavior congruent with what is important to you. Which I think I would agree with. I whenever I make a choice, I often think about like what kind of person it makes me, and that's something I think about a lot. Yep. And then the support auxiliary process is extroverted sensing, which is immersing in the present context, responding naturally to everything tangible you detect through your senses, checking with what your gut instincts say, testing limits, and taking risks for big rewards. I would also say that's pretty accurate. I like to try and live in the moment.
For me, my dominant process is the extroverted feeling, which is building trust through giving relationships, empathetically responding to others' needs, and take on their needs and values as your own, checking for respect and trust, giving and receiving support to grow to closer to people, which I agree with. I am very much the everyone before myself, like sometimes to like a point where myself gets pushed way back on the list. So yeah, that's pretty accurate. Support auxiliary process is introverted intuiting, which is transforming with a meta perspective, withdrawing from the world and focusing on your mind to receive insight or realization. Checking if synergy results. Trying out a realization to transform things. I was gonna say, I feel like these two also fit well with Glenda, like especially the second one. What do you have? Let's see.
The introverted intuiting, like your support one?
Yeah.
So mine too are extroverted intuiting, which is exploring the emerging patterns, wondering about patterns of interaction across various situations, checking what hypotheses and meanings fit best, trusting what emerges as you shift a situation's dynamics. So, like I think it's that intuiting piece where you're like kind of exploring different patterns, but maybe like the difference between extroverted and introverted is whether you do it with yourself or whether you do it with like the wider world around you. I feel like that one fits me a lot because like I have social interactions, but then I'm always trying to ask questions about it and like I don't know, come up with like some kind of philosophy or pattern or relating different things to. And then my support auxiliary process is the Diana's leading. I think it was introverted feeling. So it's that one that says like staying true to who you are. Cool. I feel like these are pretty accurate.
Yeah.
But also like as Chantel said, I feel like, I don't know, hearing about these other ones, you're like, I feel like that piece could, like that little piece applies.
I feel like my lead one is like really accurate for me. My support one is, like, kind of accurate, but then that might be going into the whole something general that everyone feels sort of a thing.
Definitely, like, I get why 16 Personalities is so popular because it's quite dumbed down. Like, even when we were doing the questions on this test, it was like, what does this mean, you know? But generally, like, this one sounds quite good, very good. This one is called... Which melancholy vegetable matches your personality? It's very important. One of life's most important questions.
What is a melancholy vegetable? I haven't opened this up yet.
No, just what sad vegetable are you?
Just sad vegetables?
Sad vegetable.
Alright, sure.
The third question, though, it's if you're parachuting, what field would you want to land on? And it's the same field, just cropped at different parts of it.
No, but here's the thing. You need to think of this like a parachuter would. And I chose the image with the trees in it because if your parachute fails, you're supposed to aim for trees. So
I was just thinking the like last one where it's like just the clean stripes because it's pretty.
Okay. I was thinking of my death.
I was thinking of, ooh, that would be pretty to float down to.
I'm just picturing the BuzzFeed employee that made the test. They're like, oh man, I'm too lazy to find 4 separate fields. So I'm just going to take one big picture and crop it. Okay.
I also appreciate that the first recommended after that is which contemplative fruit matches your personality. So for the Freudian, I also don't remember very much about it. I know we did do it, although I do remember everyone laughing at the results when we got them.
You know what I really think is that Freud is definitely projecting his own like mommy issues onto other people. You know, I don't know what this guy is on, but I want to have whatever he is smoking.
He really looks at everyone and says, you want to fuck your mom.
Or, you know, you held in your poo too much when you were younger, so now you're stuck up. You literally have something up your ass. We forgot to preface this test with, it's supposed to tell you about the bad side of your personality, your negative traits. What are your guys' like top couple ones that you usually get?
I don't know what I usually get. I don't remember what I've done. I've only done this test once before, and I don't remember what I got. But on this one, my top one is phallic aggressive, and my second one is oral receptive. It's kind of odd that I have a aggressive and receptive. Those feel like two very opposite things.
Okay, so my top one is also phallic aggressive, and my second one is anal expulsive. And then this time, surprisingly, I got classic hysteric, and all of these are like 80%.
Most of my answers are like around the 50 mark. So the one I have the most is anal retentive, which is 59%. And then tied for 55%, I have retentive hysteric, oral receptive, phallic compensative, which I don't know what any of these mean, except for the anal retentive one, because it gives you a definition, which is basically just like wanting everything to be nice and tidy and organized. And
so for mine, phallic aggressive, it says, vain, aggressive, and self-centered. You are preoccupied with matters of power and dominance. Metaphorically, your personality style may be described as the 5-year-old who discovered that his genitals were able to provide him with a sense of pleasure, and who was immensely proud to have made this discovery.
Sweet!
I think the aggressive one, I think, is not quite so accurate. I feel like I'm not that aggressive of a person. I think that a little bit of self-centeredness is good. It's sometimes good to be able to be like, yeah, I am great. I am wonderful. Thank you. You're welcome. But like, to a healthy extent of still.
The definition for anal retentive is seeking order and tidiness around you. You are set in your ways and most likely feel that everything you do should be impeccable and above criticism. You are meticulous in your job, a hard worker, and more competent at what you do than most, but your accomplishments come at a price. Inwardly, you are beset by incessant worrying and prone to punish yourself in your thoughts when you make a mistake. And the metaphor that it uses is a toddler who just keeps on holding their poop in, even though they can let it go.
Anal expulsive is that, but the opposite. So it's like the 5-year-old that poops everywhere. And I'm pretty sure a person who is prone to outbursts and volatility, like cruelty or stuff like that, just pooping everywhere. Can't hold it in.
Yeah.
I feel like the whole, as a child, you were this weird-ass archetype is very odd. I don't know how it came to be like, you are vain. You are a child playing with their genitals.
Yeah.
The end.
Yeah.
Like, how did those two things... Freud did do a lot of things for psychology because his theories were so insanely just all over the place that it caused more people to do research to disprove him. Since we now are learning about our bad traits, what if we find out if we're psychopaths?
Instructions. This quiz is designed to help give you some idea about whether or not you may be a psychopath or sociopath, or have psychopathic tendencies. This quiz is not meant to diagnose psychopathy or tell you definitively whether or not you're a psychopath, but it will give you a pretty good idea based upon the research. For each item, indicate how much you agree or disagree with the statement, blah, 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 blah. Alright, so... what happens if one of us comes out as a psychopath today? Then 1 in 25 people
I mean, I meant if I'm the psychopath, I kill you. Psychopath gets full murder privileges. Careful, I have my license. I can get over there.
Okay. Man, some of these descriptions. Most would describe me as charming and nonchalant. I can turn my charm on and off like a faucet. Who the hell thinks that? I don't think I can turn my charm off.
Also, just like a lot of these questions, I feel like I honestly can't pat myself on the back and say that I can turn my charm on and off like a faucet, or that regardless of what I do, I have no responsibility. I'm the best person ever.
The most I would answer was like one of the somewhat, because I'm like, well, half of this prompt is okay.
I got 2 out of 4.
I also got 2 out of 24. Yeah, because it's like some of them are like, I agree with the first half of this, and then it starts to get weird.
I'm pretty confident in myself, and others suck and don't deserve to live.
Oh, okay. I would just say no for those.
Or the one that was like, if something goes wrong or turns out badly, it's not my fault. Like, yeah, that's like, it's not your fault. But I feel like it's talking about, like, it's not my fault.
It's never your fault.
No, I just answered the questions how I thought. Okay. What our aesthetic is.
We're clear. Yes, find your aesthetic. Why does the e-girl one look the best to me? I don't know. What's going on here?
I'm gonna pick the little picture of Billie Eilish.
These songs, I don't know.
I chose the Blackpink one.
No. Should do Happy by Pharrell Williams.
Oh Lord, what aesthetic do you think that leads to? I don't even like
that song. You know what? I'm gonna pick that one because I'm really curious what aesthetic that results in. She has a hobby. Running, editing videos. Oh, looks like me. Oh, hanging out with my
Glenda,
partner.
What are you going to be trying to post this weekend? Are you going to be editing a video?
You know, but the one thing is, I don't think I consider that a hobby at this point. You know,
this is your part-time job.
Going underground raves and wanting to die because of a girl. What?
I kind of interpreted that as like, oh, you're so in love, you just want to die because you saw this hot girl at the rave.
Oh my god, listening to records I found in a thrift store while drinking whiskey and being sad. Seducing and destroying a man to climb my way up. Also checking my makeup.
Okay, I got my aesthetic. I don't agree with this at all. I don't think I've ever worn an article of clothing that fits under this category, but whatever.
Okay, I have a hot take. I don't really get celebrity crushes. Like...
Me neither. No.
Like, I never have had a crush on a celebrity, so I'm here, like, trying to answer, like, who's your celebrity crush? And I'm like, I don't care.
You know what? Iron Man's cool.
That's who I picked, cool. Yeah.
I like
my results are incorrect.
Lolita? Oh, yeah, whoops. Okay, you guys, what did you get?
I got grunge.
I got Lolita. This means you might have a daddy kink and put all your issues onto any male authority figure in your life. What does your guys' say?
You got grunge. This means you never really left your emo phase. I never actually had an emo phase. But have expanded your wardrobe a bit and cut down on the eyeliner. But you're too mature to be an e-girl. You probably lack a bit of direction in life and struggle to stand up for yourself. I mean, like, the actual... like, description of the personality isn't too bad, but it just is, I don't wear grunge stuff at all.
Actually. Your dream man is probably someone with the same name who wears the same aftershave as your dad. You also probably hate your mom because you're low-key jealous of her. You definitely had a teacher crush who you compulsively obsessed over all the way through school. Any boy that actually goes for you is probably very meek and easily dominated, which seems like the opposite of what you'd want, but actually fits your narrative quite well.
Oh my God. What is this one?
This is another type of like big system of personality categorization, similar to Myers-Briggs and stuff like that. It's quite a famous one. Awesome. What I will say about this one is that it felt just as in-depth as the MBTI one, except like I feel like the language was so much easier to understand.
Yeah, everything was very clear. It was like,
yeah,
I liked it. I liked it. Yes or no.
Oh, before the results, let's just like read what the enneagram is. Enneagram is a personality system that aims to reveal how emotions drive our lives and how we engage with others in an effort to get what we want and need. The enneagram defines 9 personality types, each with its own set of strengths, weaknesses, and opportunities for personal growth. Your enneagram type reveals what motivates you on a very deep level and illuminates the path you must take to achieve a higher level of self-actualization. I like it. Okay. And what were your guys's?
So I've taken this this test before, I think, and I'm pretty sure I got a 4, which is like the individualist. Why did I pronounce it like that? The individualist. Oh my God, tongue twister for some reason. The individualist type, which is 4. And this time I got 8, which I honestly don't know. It's the challenger. It says it's the powerful, dominating type, which is self-confident, decisive, willful, and confrontational, which I don't know if that sounds like me, really.
That's the one I got.
So I don't know if I would say super duper self-confident and
wait, Diana,
decisive. I don't know.
You can scroll down to the bottom, and it gives you the matched like percentages. So maybe find the second one that you have matched, other than 8.
My top one is the achiever, which is success-oriented, pragmatic, adaptable, excelling, driven, image-conscious, and all that sort of stuff. And I don't really think that quite fits either.
I mean, maybe it might know me better than I do, but I don't know. If you're indecisive about the results of a test that tells you are decisive, I don't know what to say.
Yeah. That's true. I feel like mine is kind of accurate, but then again, I haven't read it fully. So I got type 8, the challenger. Powerful, dominating type, self-confident, decisive, willful, and confrontational. It kind of sounds pretty accurate. 8s are self-confident, strong, and assertive. Protective, resourceful, straight-talking, and decisive, but can also be egocentric and domineering. 8s feel they must control their environment, especially people, sometimes becoming confrontational and intimidating. 8s typically have problems with their tempers and with allowing themselves to be vulnerable. At their best, self-mastering, they use their strength to improve others' lives, being heroic, magnanimous, and inspiring. Basic fear of being harmed or controlled by others. Basic desire to protect themselves, to be in control of their own life and destiny. Yeah, again, I feel like some of these types are like, you can fit multiple.
I looked at my second one, which is type 2, the helper, which was a 91%. And I think it's slightly closer, but I feel like it... Yeah, I guess my personality is a mix of the two, so I guess that does make sense. I just feel like I'm not, when I'm boiled down, it's not achiever when you boil me down. I think that type 2 is better, which is the helper, which is caring, generous, demonstrative, people-pleasing, and possessive. And I think, like, the people-pleasing stuff especially, I'm really bad with, like, everyone needs to like me.
But overall, I like this test, or at least like taking it was an enjoyable experience.
I think so. I think this is a good one. I like it. I feel like maybe like reading the rest of it would be cool-ish. But I'm just never too obsessed with personality types because I feel like you can't really boil a person down to you are this string of letters or numbers.
Yeah. If I'm ever like feeling super lost in life and I take a really in-depth personality test, sometimes it's like, it's nice to be told what you are. Even if it's not really accurate, you know.
Thank you all for coming listening to us get deep while the tea steeps here on Chai Chatter. Like, leave a comment, and subscribe if you'd like to see more. Cheers!